Today, I kind of wanted to just do a review of the patterns that we've gone over so far. I know we've got a few people coming back with us. So I kind of just want to get everybody caught back up, make sure that we're all on the same page. And it is a little bit of a smaller, intimate group. So I'd also like to, I kind of just want to open it up for questions. So if you guys want to, I can unmute you. If you guys want, you can let me know, raise your hand. You can ask a question. We can kind of go over, what we've gone through from the beginning of the boot camp till now. Again, because I know I've been off, right? And then we have some new people with us. I kind of just want to make sure that we're all caught up. So if that's cool with you guys, let me know. And it's NFP, right? So we'll kind of just chill. Let the week end, because we'll get some more movement, so that way we can do some more back testing next week. I got some more patterns that we're going to be going over. There's a lot of patterns that we can be going through, but I just want to make sure that we're all good now with the ones that we have here. So are there any questions? Well, are we all pretty much caught up with what we've been going through on the boot camp? Here, let me do the review. Let me do a review. Sure. Let a few people hop on here too. I love the homework though that you guys been turning in. I love the homework. I see those fibs coming in handy. How you guys like that fibs training? There we go. Need to rewatch and back test the inside bar. Okay. And we could talk about the inside bar. Yeah, because there's like I'd say really there's only one more pattern that I really want to show you guys. We can go over that too today. And that's just what's the last one? Went over Bart, went over Batman, Man Ray, right? The Man Ray pattern that we talk about. Kind of want to show you guys that and see what that looks like in the market. I like these fibs. Cool. Yeah, I'm just looking through the homework. Perfect. Let's see if a couple more people are getting on. Calendar of events. I like it a lot. I've been catching my goal 25 pips. There you go. There you go. Cool. All right, we'll see. Let's see. So no questions really. All right, so no worries. So then we'll go ahead and just look into this last pattern that I want to show you guys then. And that is the Man Ray pattern. Let me see. Let's see Euro USD. All right, it's Man Ray. It is another pattern that presents itself in the market quite a bit. All right. Presents itself in the market quite a bit, and you may have seen it and just not known what it was. I know a lot of people have heard me say Man Ray. We've heard this pattern. We've heard this term quite a bit. I know everybody's been talking about making a glossary, so we're working on that too, with just terms that we've used here. All right. So yeah, so really, Man Ray is the same. It's a reversal pattern, right? It's the same pattern that we've been looking at for the last 2 weeks, right? It looks like a head and shoulders. It's an M, it's a W, right? It's all of these same patterns. It's just another way to view it. So the character that in question, right? The name in question, Man Ray. This is who we are talking about. Let's see, what's the best way? I'd say this is the best one right now. Right? You guys see the shape of this head, right? The shape of his head. This is the pattern in question, right? We've all seen this pattern. It's, again, just like every pattern that we've been seeing, the head and shoulders, the double tops, the triple tops. It's the same thing, it's just a different way to see it, right? And it does present itself. So looking at Euro USD and then looking at Man Ray. Do you guys see the pattern that I'm talking about? Right? You see exactly, it's a double top, right? It's a double top. It's a double top, that's it. So the only reason why I call it Man Ray is just over time in trading, that pattern just showed itself so many different ways. But for me to be able to remember every time that I saw it, I just made it relevant to something that I knew that I was close to. I'm pretty sure, has everybody in here seen SpongeBob? Does everybody know who this character is? Right, before I even tell you the name of the pattern, do we know who this character is? Right? No worries. So Man Ray was one of the evil characters in the sub story inside of SpongeBob, right? You had Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy were these heroes that he used to watch on TV, and Man Ray was the villain of the story. That's why it's just relevant. I used to watch SpongeBob, so I know who this is. But if you don't understand who this is, just know it's a double top, right? It's a head and shoulders pattern, right? But it's a double top head and shoulders. That's all it is. That's all it is. I just put a name on it again that I was relevant with, just like 6 rings is nothing more than a reference to Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan had 6 rings and he was number 23, and it is the 0.23 on your Fibonacci level, right? So just things like that. So this is the Man Ray pattern, right? We have, again, the left shoulder. Let me draw this out. Hey, Drew, how you doing? What's going on? Right, a double top disguised as a villain. There you go, Tanya. Right, so we have this left shoulder that forms, right? Price comes back, gives us the first top, right? We have this dip, comes back to retest, and then we get the right shoulder, right? So this pattern is the same as Man Ray. That's all we're looking for. Right? That's all we're looking for in the market. It's just like an extended M pattern, really. But again, it's still a double top. That's all that this is still, is a double top in the market. A lot of, whoops, let me get rid of this. I hate the way that sticks. All right. Do we understand that? Do we see that? That's all it was. I just wanted to show you guys that real quick. That is the reference, right, to the pattern. I flipped this, so. And again, for the other way, it's a W. That's all it is. It's just a W. But that was it for that one. Are there, but again, I wanted to make sure that you guys didn't have any questions from over anything that we've been talking about. Is there anything that you guys need help with that you want to stick? I'm kind of wanting to make sure that we're all caught up and on the same page. The inside bar. All right, we can talk about the inside bar again. It's handy because otherwise we might not recognize it as a regular head and shoulders. Yeah, and that's it. And that's all it is just pattern recognition. Can you give more examples of 50% of manipulation? Can you give more example? Can you explain that question a little bit more? The inside bar. So Nikila, have you watched that video yet? I just want to make sure. Did you watch that? Let me see. Can you unmute?
Hisham?
Yes.
Oh, okay. When you were talking about accumulation, manipulation, and distribution, you gave an example of sometimes there's a manipulation, then you measured something and it was like 50% before the distribution. I know I could watch the video again, but I thought maybe if you could give an example of that again.
I'm trying to understand the question. I mean, so if I think I know what you're talking about, it's just 50% of the pullback. All this is
right.
is just a pullback. All I was referring to is if you wanted to find an entry on that, you just measure 50% of that manipulation.
Oh, I see. Oh,
that's it.
Okay, good. Now I understand it better. Okay, thank you.
Oh, yeah, you're welcome. Nikila, what's your question? You want to unmute yourself? And then Uncle Jim.
Uncle Jim. Can you hear me, Sham?
Yes, I can.
Okay. My confusion with the inside bar is that I've seen some pictures of the pattern where the body of the candle is a lot bigger than some of the other pictures where to show that the bar of the inside bar has a smaller body and longer wicks. And so I get a little bit confused when I'm trying to identify the inside bar versus just like a regular Harami type pattern.
Right. So for me, I know that I don't trade it that way. So I don't trade Harami candles. So for me, an inside bar is where the body has to close inside the wick. A Harami, the body closing inside the body, that's a Harami for me.
Okay.
So the way that I was showing you guys the inside bar, let me see if we can find an example. Let's see. Wait, is my computer flipped? There we go. I was tripping for a second. 1 second. Here we are. All right, so here are these dojis. This doji here. That would be an inside bar. All right, now I know this would be, right, somebody may call this an inside bar because of the engulfing candlestick pattern that it would be. Where is the Harami pattern? There is a Harami right here, right, that we can consider this the inside. They may consider the inside bar based on the pictures that you've been seeing. But for me, just because of the way that I've learned price action, I personally would like to see it this way. Actually seeing the body close inside of the wick, because that for me is the ultimate confirmation. If the wick is the low right? If the wick is the low and price needs to close below here, right, for it in order for it to go bearish, and it fails to do so, this candle, where's the arrow, right? This candle right here is the inside bar. Because it closes inside of, if you want to consider this whole candlestick a bar, it closes within this bar. Does that make sense? Right? As long as it is closing inside of the high and the low of this candle, that is what matters. The size doesn't matter. Sometimes the candle is large. It could be a huge candle that closes inside. As long as it closes inside of the low or the high, I'm good. In order to go bearish, it wasn't bearish already. I mean, yeah, so, and as far as price action goes, no, it wasn't bearish. Price action, right? As far as what price wanted to do, price closed here, right? Failed to break this low. For it to break the low, it needs to go bearish, right? That's what I mean. You have to look to the left, right? Even when you look left here, it still fails to break the low. It doesn't want to go any lower than this. So no, it doesn't, it's not bearish anymore. It's not bearish. In order to go bearish, wasn't bearish, right? Candle to the left. Bearish would mean lower low. You mean, right? Yeah. Wait, what are you guys talking about in the comments? I'm confused. I don't want you guys to confuse yourself either. Are we good on the inside bar? Or is somebody still confused as to what we were talking about? We're good? All right, cool. No, I want to make sure Daniel was good. All right. So as long as the candle does not break the wick low, not even the wick low, just the high and the low, again, because we're talking about the whole anatomy of the candlestick. All right, the whole anatomy of the candlestick. Because this is the low, all right? If price is never broken, you wait for this candle to close. As soon as this candle closes, you can enter the market. All right? So just showing it in real time, we'll back it up. So it's not bearish because it closed above the wick of the bearish candle. So it's not bearish because it closed above the wick of the bearish candle. No, I mean, yes, but no. It's not bearish because it did not break the low. That is the way that you say that, right? Price needs to break this low. If this is the low of the market, right? And we have the candle close above the low. It does not break the low. Does that make sense, right? For me to think that price is bearish, I would need to see a candle close below this zone. Does the candle close below this zone? Right? No, the candle does not close below the zone. Again, for me, price action, this wick doesn't mean anything for us. We're looking as to where candles are closing. Right? We are looking to see where candles are closing. This is a fake out. This is price trying to just fake you out and make you think, hey, price is going to keep selling. So the next day, when somebody comes to sell this market, they get burned because they didn't see that price fails to break this low, right? So I'll make more notes. All right. When this candle fails to break, all right? When this candle fails to break the low, it's the sign of a reversal. Does that make sense? Do the notes, I'm start putting notes so that way we make it a little bit easier. So the low is the wick, right? You tell me, right? You guys tell me. I don't know. Is it? All right, let's break down the anatomy of our candlesticks. What is this right here? No, again, in this example, you tell me, what is this of this? What is this of this candlestick? What is this? What am I identifying? All right, the close. So if that's the close, what's this? What's the bottom of this wick? All right. Where price was. Exactly, the low. So again, in this example, you tell me, Renee, is that the low or is of the market, or let's finish. What is this part of right here of the candle? Open. And what is here, right at the top? Right, the high. So now that we have broken down the anatomy of our candle, does this candle break the low of the market? No, right? No. I don't care what this wick does. I don't care what the candles look like. It is not bearish. No, right? Why is it not bearish? Because price failed to break the low. When you get a candle that closes inside of the low, inside of the high, what is that candle called? Right? What do we call that candle? Inside bar. And why is it called an inside bar? That to you? Yeah, because it doesn't break the low. Yep. Simply put, it closes inside the bar. That's it. That's it. Like what? It's the definition. Don't overthink. It closes inside of the bar. If the high to low is the bar, right? You open the bar and you close the bar. But then you have the high of the day and you have your low point of the day in the bar, literally, right? But the measurement of if it's a good bar is if your highest point in that bar and your lowest point in that bar. It's a real life example. I'm talking about a pub, whatever kind of bar, right? Any time frame, because all that matters is the high and the low. Does that make sense? Or all you're worried about is the high and the low of anything. Anything in between, it's not going higher than the high and lower than the low. So all that matters is the high and the low. Will the inside bar always identify a reversal, or can it stay around the same level consolidation? It depends on the next candle. 9 times out of 10, this isn't all you need to identify a reversal. All you need to identify a reversal. If it's these characteristics, it will always reverse 9 times out of 10. Size of body does not matter, right? No, size of body does not matter. Does not matter. As soon as the market that would be the trade, right? Just like that. 2 days, price would hit TP. And it happens like this 90% of the time. I say 90 because it's not, nothing's 100%, right? Nothing is 100%. But 9 times out of 10, when you get price reject, because I'm showing you guys this on a daily time frame, I'm trying to show you guys, like, how do I explain this? If you start doing this on a smaller time frame, it's the same thing. So where this inside bar was happening on a higher time frame, what's happening on a lower time frame? Inside bars, right? Candles closing inside of candles, candles failing to break the low. So I don't care what the candlestick looks like. It doesn't matter the trend. Well, what do I mean by that? As far as the candle that it's closing within, right? Last time I showed you it was 2 bearish candles. You guys were asking me, well, how I know if it's not bearish? Again, I'm showing you now an example with a bullish candle. You see what I mean? It's closing. All that matters is that price is closing and does not break the low. If price does not break the low, you enter at the next candle. Price fails to break the low. Stop loss right below the wicks. Take profit. That'll be the top of the candle. And just like that. Doesn't ever come to your stop loss. Then never breaks the low. And it goes straight to take profit. So it doesn't matter the time frame. It does not matter the time frame. Literally, same thing, same concept. Same concept. Wait for price to play out. What would you do with the green candle previous? The green candle previous. This green candle? I don't think I understand the question there. This candle. I'm not doing anything with this candle. It's nothing to me. This isn't telling me anything. If we're talking inside bars, for me, no. It's not an inside bar. Why? Because the candle doesn't close inside of the wick. It's closing inside of the body. This is the open of this candle. This is the close. it just closes in the middle of the bar. For me, an inside bar specifically needs to close inside of the wick. That's what's identifying and telling you, hey, I'm not breaking the low. That's why I'm saying I trade inside bars differently. It needs to close inside of what I'm saying is the bar, the wick. Does that make more sense? Because that's just Haramis, all right? That's all that is. But you know, for me, I don't trade the two the same. I trade them differently. Haramis for me is I'm looking for master candles now, thinking that way. That green candle is the inside bar candle. This candle. So again, the way I teach it, no, it's not. But that's the way I teach it. This is not the inside bar. No. Yes, if you came late, please just let us, we got it. Just catch up. But no, this is not the inside bar. All right. The inside bar is the candle that is closing inside. This candle is not closing inside. This candle's closes here. 9 times out of 10, because of what it is, it's a reversal. You want it to close in the direction that it is already going. You want to see a bearish candle close inside of the low. You want to see bullish candles close inside of the high. That's showing you loss of momentum. This doesn't show you anything that has to do with a bear losing momentum. It's a bullish candle. But to identify the significance, right, of the name of the reversal, it has to be the same candle. It has to be a candle of the same trend, because it's showing you the loss of the momentum, right? It doesn't make sense for bullish candles to show you closing up here. I mean, at that point, they're just engulfing candles. They're order blocks. You see what I'm saying? That's what they are at that point. This would be an order block, not an inside bar. So it's just, there's a different way that I view candlesticks to make that made it a little bit easier for me to understand different concepts, because they're the same. Because so many different candlesticks can be used for so many different things, the same thing. I didn't like that, so I just found a couple of things that I liked a couple candles for. Sure, it could be a whole bunch of stuff. But as far as like simplicity goes, let the inside bar be a candle of the same trend, right? That's how you know it's reversing. So let's look at it from bullish examples, because I know we get a lot of here's a bullish example here. All right. So again, this is just price action, guys, and why it's so, you got to think, you have to be able to think like this, because price action is always moving with every single candlestick. That's why I don't like trading on lower time frames, because I have to be like this when I'm trading on the 1 hour time frame. You got to be like really into it and really on top of it, because price action is moving every minute for an hour. You know what I'm saying? It's moving every minute for an hour, as opposed to a daily time frame. It's moving every hour for 24 hours. That's kind of how I look at it. I hope that made sense. But even on a lower time frame, to show loss of momentum, we have a candlestick here, right? This is the high of the market for the candle. This is the low down here. Does price ever close above the high? So even better, actually, let me show you something, because this is a significant zone. Somebody asked me the question, well, what if it closes and keeps going? I want to say that was Daniel, right? Daniel, did you ask me that question? Well, what if it keeps going, right? Was that you that asked me that question, Daniel? Because here is the breakdown of that question, right? This candle does close. Let me use this one right here. Go right there. My question was if it could stay in the same zone. Yeah, then this is your question, because this would be the same zone, right? And I'm gonna show you what I mean by that. This is the low of the market, right? I'm gonna show you guys this in real time. This technically, I would have considered an inside bar, right? Now, what can happen is if the next candle closes below the low, then you get your continuation. Right? And the way that price action works too, if you did take the buy off of this, technically, you still could have hit your take profit from this zone too. So there's a couple of different ways that can happen. Now, because this candle closes below this low, now you look at it the other way. That's how price would continue, right? This is just price action. Now, price is showing you it wants to continue into this zone because it has broken the low. So what was once resistance is now support. What was once support is now resistance. It's just break and retest. That's all price action is. That's it. All right. So that candle was a nice teller too. Not even, this has nothing to do with inside bars. This is just price action, right? Just watching price action. Because price is still respecting this low, right? This is the zone that I'm still watching. Right? This is the zone that we're still watching. This could be the confirmation that price once that failed, right, to break back above this zone. So it is going to continue bearish. Does that make sense? You guys understand that? This is just reading candlesticks, right? Reading candlesticks, reading straight price action. All right, from this, because we know that this is, right, that this is the low, the high of that market, right? Support and resistance that was broken. You can take the sell off of this entry too. Once price fails to break back above, you can enter the market for a sell, take it to the bottom of the zone. What's your question, Renee?
Okay, I was just wondering, how do we know when to use the previous candle or the candle that has the low, like in that example? Because normally, I mean, when I see this picture right here, the third red candle is actually like an inside, well, it's like an inside bar that
It's
broke.
not. It's not an inside bar because this was the low. All right, this would have been your inside bar. You have to understand where the inside bar comes into play. This was the original low.
Right.
Was the low broken?
No, it was
Yes or
not, but it
no?
was broken by the second candle.
Was the low broken at any point? Yes or no?
The third candle broke the low of the first candle.
No. So that you're counting way too much. I'm asking you, this original low, was it broken?
Mhm.
Was this original low broken? Yes or no?
By the second or third candle.
So yes, right? It was the low was broken.
Yeah,
Okay. So now if the low is broken, where is price going?
down.
That's it. That's all that matters. I don't care what third, second, third, where was the zone? Right? Originally, when price was here, you don't even have the second and third candle. So you gotta not think that way. Right now, this is the low of the market, right?
Okay.
This is all I'm worried about. This is the low of the market. Right? Does price break the low?
No.
Okay. Does price break the low now?
Yes.
There we go. That
Oh.
is now our indicator. The low has been broken. So this inside bar is invalid. It's not an inside bar anymore because the low has been broken. Does that make sense? That's price action. Literally, you got a candle that closed below this zone. That's it. That's all we're worried about. Is the open and close of candlesticks. Does that make sense?
We got it.
Right? You got it?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. I want to make sure because I don't want this to confuse us. I want us to just understand. We have to understand candlesticks, right? You have to take into account the high and the low every time. Every time. And all that's really all you need to know. So then the next candle that forms, if it does not close back above this line, it will continue bearish, right? That is what price is telling us. It is telling us that it will continue bearish because we've not only broken this zone, but we've also closed below this market as well. Right? So it definitely between here and there, as long as price remains below that market, we are looking bearish. Right? We're looking bearish. The wicks, I'm not worried about the wicks. Right? I'm not worried about these anymore. Because this was the original low of the market. Once we had any candle close below this, now the low of the market is here between these two zones. Right? Not worried about the wicks because again, these are all fake outs. These are all fake outs. Does this candle close above or below our zone? Below, right? Have to respect that wick, of course, because price could go up there, but we know it's not going to go up there. All right, be actually this candle. So for me, Tanya, so the question is, why doesn't the low of the second candle become the low of the original market, right? I only account a new high and low of the candle that actually breaks the market. This candle to me is invisible. I'm not worried about this candle at all because this candle is irrelevant. This candle actually was the indication that we broke the zone. Right, this was a failed inside bar. Once the reversal failed, to me, this reversal is no longer in play. I'm not looking for reversal anymore. Once this candle closed below, the inside bar becomes invalid. I'm no longer counting this candle. Based off of price action, this is the immediate new zone. This is the high, this is the low. Does that make sense? Right? So you disregard every candle that does not break the low. No. No. How do I explain that? I disregard this. I disregard the failed inside bar. I think that's the best way to explain that. Does that make sense? If I say it that way, does that make sense, guys? Do you understand what I mean? If the inside bar fails, right? If the inside bar fails, meaning, because remember, this inside bar, even though it's closing bearish, it is my bullish indicator. Once the bulls fail to show themselves, you can't even think about the bulls anymore. They're irrelevant. So the candle that told you the bulls were coming, don't listen to him anymore. Don't listen to them anymore. You know what I mean? That's kind of what I mean by that. You still take into account the zone though, because that's the low of the market, not the candle, right? This candle does not matter unless it's an inside bar. But because the inside bar fails, you are only worried and concerned about the low of the market. Now, once the low of the market gets broken, now you have a new high and a new low. You have a whole new zone. This inside bar was invisible. Remember, because we're not worried about the wick necessarily of the inside bar, this low is never here. So no, I don't account for this low because it never was here. Does that make sense? Right? And it is like Glow saying structure was broken, as crazy as it sounds. This wick coming lower than this wick, this is the low of the market too. You know what I'm saying? Just structure wise, this is the low. This was a low at one point, but because this is the candle that actually was the next candle to close below the market, this was the indication that this is my low. This is my high. So once after, right, we're not doing anything until after this candle, this next candle closes. Because the next candle is confirmation. In this instance, in this example, right, this next candle was our confirmation. Because it closed below the low, right? It tried to make that push. But price action did not want to stay above this zone. Why? The low was broken. Does that make sense? Right, this is just how to legit read candlesticks, just how to read price action. That's all this is. Right, that's all it is. It's not necessarily trying to read the trend. I'm not doing that. I'm talking about price. Where is the money opening? Where is the money closing? Where did the money fail to go? Right? And where is the money showing us it wants to go? Those are the key differences. I think when we start paying more attention to this in a real life chart too, because again, I'm telling you guys, all we're gonna trade the first couple months is inside bars. That's all we're gonna look for. We're gonna be looking for reversals and inside bars because they're everywhere. They're everywhere. So I can show you guys what they look like. All right. So you can have this same zone, right? Now, this is where things get tricky. I'm gonna ask you guys, hold on, let me back it up. All right, let me back it up. Once this candle closes below this market, you guys now see what I'm saying? We have a new high and a new low. Right? Does that make sense? Right? Yes, because the low was broken. So now we have a new high. All right, and a new low. Right? We got that, right? New high, new low. Does this candle close and break the high? Yes or no? So what is this candle? There we go, Renee. There we go. Yes. Yes, yes, and yes. This is the new inside bar. All right. This is the new inside bar. So what do we do? What type of order are we looking for? Right? If this is the inside bar that failed to break the high, what are we looking to do in this market? Right? We're looking to sell. Target is the low. Stop loss right above the high. Let's see how this works. Yo! Wow. 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 To a T, right? To a T. To a T. That was beautiful. I like that, right? It's just like that, guys. And I'm not picking examples that I already know work. I'm breaking it back. We're watching this. We're doing this technically live because it's happening. We're watching it happen. So I'm trying to tell you guys that this stuff really works. And it works because you're reading price in itself. I'm not worried about the trend. I'm not worried about what's going to happen in 3 days. I'm talking about right now, what price is showing me on the time frame that I'm looking at. Right? Now, technically, if we wanted to see if this would go the other way and this way, we can. Let's watch it. Does this candle break the low? No, right? So let's see. And really, it doesn't even break the low here either. Maybe it does, probably, right? Let's just see to see if it works same way. Let's see. All right, there's the low there. That'd be my stop loss. Take profit. It's gonna be the high of this candle here. Same high. We're just gonna see. Nope. Price continued to the downside. So yeah, it doesn't work that way. So yeah, again, it still has to show that it closes within the inside bar, right? That's why in my head it works that way. Regardless of the low being the low, it has to close inside of that wick, right? It couldn't just be just a harami, the candle, for me, the way that it worked. Just viewing it, seeing it, trying to test it that way. And that's the other way that you guys could get answers too, is just trying it out, finding, you know, that same situation that you're looking for and just going to test it. But yeah, that is more about inside bars. And really in depth about inside bars too. Are there any questions? It's pretty crazy too, because look, I'm gonna show you something real quick, right? I'm gonna show you something real quick. Real quick. All right. And this is how actually I wouldn't even take that buy. And I'm gonna show you why we wouldn't take that buy. All right, even though this low wasn't broken, this low is continuously being broken, right? We have another candle closing back below this low. You guys see that? So that would be, again, the next zone that you're looking for. So that probably was also, again, if you're asking me about the 50%, right? That is the instance when I'm talking about it. When in doubt, fib it out. Oh, whoops. And of that candlestick, right, the low that was broken previously is that 50% mark. Right, candle pulled back to the 50%, which was the previous low that was broken. So that's just price action. Right, so then now from that, this low, was this low broken? Yes or no? Can you use this candle now as an order block? Yep, this candle would be the order block. Absolutely, if you want to look at it that way. This candle also turned into an order block. Right, and then this candle broke the low as well. So once this candle broke the low, you possibly do the same thing again. 50%, price will pull back. Didn't even give you 50%, but it did continue to the downside, showing you that bearish pressure still. right? All that is without indicators, just straight price action. Did that make sense? Yeah, inside bars really is the secret sauce. The super, super secret sauce. Like super secret sauce. Get familiar with them, guys. That's all we're gonna be looking at. Yeah, again, I say 90% because price action is almost always right? But the news happens, and things like NFP, right? So just news. News is the one thing that you can't really predict that's gonna do the price. You kind of can. Some people say they have 1 minute news to write. Like there's a lot of things that people will say, but 10% when 90% of the time when news does comes out, it's always gonna move price. But that 90% of the time is really only 10% of news folders though. That's why I say it's 90% correct, because not all those orange folders are moving the market like this. Not all the yellow folders are moving the market. It's all of the red folders. But red folders don't happen that often, right? You don't get breaking red news for all the time unless it's that time of the year. And really that, again, it's still only about 10, maybe 20% of the trading time of the whole year that you can trade, all the trading days that are available to you. Price action really won't ever do you wrong. Unless you don't understand how to read candles. Then you're SOL at that point. There's nothing anybody could do for you. But that's what we can help you with, is helping you read the candlesticks from the top to the bottom, the inside out, between this boot camp, between study hall, between the lab, right? We're showing you guys how to read the market inside out, know everything about it. I mean, everything about it. This is a strategy in itself, right? This is a strategy in itself. And once you start trading like this, you'll understand a lot of things, right? Like this is actually a pattern too. Oh, there's consolidation in here. It's a lot. I was gonna say you can see the accumulation, manipulation, distribution in here too, but might still be too big of a time frame. But I can see it, right? I can see it. I can definitely see it. All right, so it's little things: accumulation, manipulation, distribution. Little stuff, man. I'm telling you, when you start to see the little things and understand the little concepts, it'll be hard to unsee some stuff in the market. If you're confused on market structure and price action, if we focus on market structure and price action, we'll be in a better place. Yes, I believe that wholeheartedly, right? So we can definitely make the focus. I feel like you guys know the trap. I feel like you guys know the Forex OG. I feel like we're good with that. There's so many videos of that stuff. Like, I think we can, add a couple of different concepts and things like that we use. I still use this, right? I use price action. I use patterns. So it's not like it's stuff that I don't use. So I'm okay with us moving in this direction, especially with us getting ready to do a lot more hands-on live trading, a lot more, I would say, communication between us. I would like for one day, I'm thinking about how I want to structure it, but I would like to do a live session where you guys are telling me also what trades you're looking at and what trades you're getting in. Like we just sit up and all just trade together kind of thing, and you're not just listening to me. But where we are talking live through our trades. So I'm still trying to figure out a way I want to structure that though, to where everybody can get the most out of that. I may have some students lead, I may need you guys to start doing some things, just different ways to engage you guys while you're in the mindset of trading, because I only see you guys after the trade is placed or before you place a trade. I'm not really there while we're talking through the trade per se. I'm talking through the trade, but I'm not hearing your thought process. And I would like to hear a lot more of your thought process in things this year, as far as the way that you're trading and why you are trading that way. Exactly, Brother Z, some hands-on stuff. So I'm still trying to figure out a way to structure that the best way, and the most productive way possible for us all. But other than that, this boot camp, as far as this price action patterns go, is going to be the bread and butter for the first couple weeks, maybe the first month of this first 2 months of the month, not even first couple weeks, first couple months. This is going to be the bread and butter. Please revisit all of this information. We've gone over so much stuff in depth, a lot of stuff in detail, and we're only going to keep getting into more detail. So yeah, make sure you guys are taking notes. I hope you're taking notes. Note takers are money makers. Tomorrow is NFP. You guys want to wake up for New York session and just kind of watch it, kind of test the waters, or to make up kind of for being absent. We'll watch NFP. We'll kind of see we'll be an hour early because it'll be 6:30. We'll do regular New York time. Yeah, we'll see if that news strategy works. Yeah, we probably won't be able to do the London session because of NFP. I'm not even gonna put us through that. So yeah, we'll turn the NFP New York NFP into the boot camp, and we'll just watch and see. I'll see if the 1 minute news strategy works, depending on what time that folder comes out. We'll see if we can see some inside bars happen, and we'll front test. We'll watch some trades. We'll look at some trades. I'm not gonna be taking them because I don't trust this NFP. It's the first one of the year too, so no sir, I'm not gonna be in the market. I did not. But yeah, let me see. That's really it, guys. I don't want to keep you too long. 6:30. So 9:30. 9:30 Eastern Standard Time tomorrow morning. I'm gonna have to peep that out. Yeah, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time tomorrow morning for you guys. Cool. Alrighty. Well, I'll see you guys in the morning. Should be a fun, wild morning. Yep. Yeah, Renee. I will see you guys tomorrow. Yeah, you're welcome, Tanya. If you guys have any questions, please reach out. Please ask me. Please tag me. I'm always answering. I'm always there. We will be continuing to review all of this content from the boot camp. So please be watching the boot camp, because again, this is all the information we're going to be talking about, all these reversal patterns, because they're showing themselves now on really large time frames. So I think this year is going to be the big year of some reversals, and we're going to be ready for it all. So I will see you guys later. I'll see you guys in the chats, and drink some water. Alrighty, guys.